Okay, today we're going to look at data and how we organize data and how we figure out different ways to find the average of a data set. Now, like we talked about before, data is just a measurement of something, okay? It's specific measurements, whether it's actually measuring something, how tall it is or something like that, or even measuring, in this case, we're measuring scores that people got in the spelling test, okay? All right, and each time we take a measurement, so in this case, each student is a different point of data, okay? A different piece of data. So what we're going to do first is, these are spelling test scores, and I have 7 kids here. So 25 is the highest score. There's 25 spelling words this week. So you have a 23, an 18, a 25, a 24, a 24, a 23, and the 21. Okay? Actually, I'm going to add 2 more. I want to add a 23, and I want to add a 20. I'm going to take 9 kids, okay? So first, I'm going to figure out what the mean is, okay? I'm going to find the mean. Now, when we say the mean, that's what the mean is actually what most people think of when they think of average. Does anyone remember how to figure out like an average or a mean? Okay, usually when they say find the average, they really mean find the mean. What is it, Catherine?
I think you add them all.
Okay, so step 1 is to add up all the numbers. Do you know what the second step is?
Then you multiply them.
Not quite, not quite. Annalise?
You divide by how many numbers are on this.
Yeah. Divide by how many pieces of data we have. In this case, how many numbers we have. Okay. So in this case, let's just add them up, okay? I'm just going to go 23 plus 18 plus 25 plus 24 plus 24 plus 23 plus 21 plus 23 and plus 20. Now for the sake of this, I'm going to use my trusty calculator just because I want to go quickly. So 23 plus 18 plus 25 plus 24 plus 24 plus 23 plus 21 plus 23 plus 20 equals 201. But I'm not done yet, am I? Step 2 is divide by how many pieces of data or numbers I have. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have to take 201 and divide it by 9. And a lot of times, like, you know, when you're dividing, they're not always going to be whole numbers. This is actually going to be a decimal. It's actually going to be 22.3 with a line over it, okay? So my average, my mean, if I'm going to round to the nearest tenth, is 23.3. Okay? Now I'm going to look at the median. Okay, the median. And when you do the median, we have 2 more steps too. Okay? Does anyone know what the median means, though? What does it mean before I tell you the steps? Austin.
You said round to the 10th. How does 22.3 become 23?
Oh, sorry, that's supposed to be 22. Sorry. Thanks for pointing that out. Sorry.
But,
And what does median mean?
median is basically the sort of middle of all the numbers
Yeah.
put on least to greatest.
Yes. So if I have all the values and I line them up, it's the one in the middle. Like, has anyone here ever heard of, like, when you're driving on the road, the median? Like, oh yeah, there's a car pulled over or parked on the median. It's in the middle of the road. Okay, the middle of the road is the median. If you're on like the freeway, you know, there's the area of land in between like the cars going one way and the other. That's the median. It's in the middle. Okay, so the median, step one, is arrange the numbers in order. Doesn't matter if you go from least to greatest or greatest to least. Doesn't really matter yet. And then find the middle. Find the number in the middle. So if I look up here and I'm going to start, my smallest one is 18. I'm going to put just a little check underneath it just so I know I've used it. The next one is 20. The one after that, I have a 21 right here. And then I have 1, 2, 3 23s. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 23s. And then I have 2 24s. And then I have a 25. One person got a perfect score. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. So in the middle, if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's actually this one right here. Because look, I have 4 numbers on this side, and I have 4 numbers on that side. If you have like an even amount of numbers, like let's say we only had 8, you'd take the 2 numbers that are in the middle, and you find the halfway point between them. Okay. For right now, that would be the median. Okay. Now mode. Now I'm not talking about like what mode, like my TV. Oh my gosh, I'm on my DVD mode. Put it on there, now it's gonna play my DVDs. Now I'm on cable mode. No, not like that. Do you know what mode means, McKenna? Yeah, it's the number that comes up the most often. So there's only one step on this one. Step 1. Find the number which occurs most often. Okay, it's like mode, most. They both start with MOs. That's really the only like trick I know to get you to remember it. But mode, most. Okay. So in this case, let's look at these numbers up here. We can even look at them down here because we rewrote them. Which one appears the most? Like which one occurs the most amount of time? So what score came up the most? 23. Yes, 23. Okay. And then we have the last one is the range. Who knows what the range is? Yeah, it's the difference between the largest and smallest number. So in our data set, what's the largest number? 25. What's the smallest number? 18. Good job, Annalise. Now, it says the difference. What is difference always? Difference is the answer to what kind of problem? Annalise for the hat trick. Subtraction. So 25 minus 18, the range is 7. So between the highest score and the lowest score, there was a range of 7 in between them, okay? So I know a lot of this might be review for you, but we wanted to go over this before we start doing our work in our book. So remember, mean is kind of what we think of when we think of average. We add them all up, divide them by how many we have. Median, put them in order. I always like to go from least to greatest and then find which one's in the middle. Okay, like the median and the road. And mode is which one happens the most amount of times, the most often. And the range is just a subtraction problem. Biggest number and the smallest number. All right?